Welcome to our first sea day as we make our way to Juneau on our Holland America Alaskan Cruise. Will there be enough going on to keep us entertained, or are sea days on Holland America boring?
Good morning, morning! Look at this, our fantastic balcony. I don't know if you can hear us because of the wakes. It's quite noisy. Oh, where's it gone? Quite noisy, isn't it? But what a fabulous balcony we've got.
It's not bad, is it?
And we're heading towards Alaska, and it's really quite mild, isn't it, Paulie?
In a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
We carried on admiring the view until our breakfast arrived. Breakfast in your suite is complimentary. All you have to do is fill out the menu provided and place it outside your suite door before you go to bed.
We've just been for a walk around our balcony. We often don't get the chance to say that.
Gone a little bit mad.
I know, I'm so excited. This suite is just amazing. Our first breakfast. And do you think we've gone a little bit overboard? Man, they do put things in. If you ask for 4 jams, they could put just 4 lots of jam in one thing.
Don't try and... No, I just want to point out that Carol was in charge of ordering the breakfast. This is my breakfast here, just like that there. Everything else you see around here is Carol's breakfast, because I want milk and I want
I want soya milk for
and I want soya milk and I want
cereals
and I want lots of jam and I want lots of.
Well, let's see what we've got instead of you. See how I've got my granola, which goes with my yogurt and my soya milk. We've got some toast and a banana, which is we've got some fruit. So actually, and what's under that one? We've got more fruit. Oh, I don't know, I've ordered 2 fruits. Good job, I like fruit.
She's gone fruit crazy.
And Paulie ordered an American breakfast. Oh,
it's the fried egg test, and I already know the outcome of the fried egg test, and it's going to be epic.
Oh, Gooville. Right then, so we are off to the bridge. We came back last night to a little note for us from Isabel, and it says, "Dear Mr. Morgan and Mrs. Morgan Slater, we'd like to invite you to a bridge tour on Sunday, July the 16th at 10:25. Meeting point will be at deck 8 in front of the forward elevator." So,
let's go, because we're going to be late.
yes. We went up to the bridge with a very small group, and we met the captain, who seems very shy, doesn't he, Paulie?
Very, very shy indeed, almost painfully shy.
Yeah, but he said hello, welcome, and then he handed us over to his, I think it was a 3rd officer called Michael, who was from Rotterdam, and a lovely guy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Full of lots of information and stories of life on the bridge. And we learned a lot. We sat in the captain's chair, we had a hat.
Cara said I looked stupid because the hat wasn't the right size.
Well, it was a bit just sort of sat on the top. Anyway, who do you think looks best in the hat, me or Paulie? But anyway, as always, a bridge tour is a fascinating thing to do. Even though we've done it before, each time you learn something new, don't you, about the equipment and how they detect whales, how they detect ice, how they obviously make sure that we're safe.
Let me stop you there. They can't detect whales.
Well, they see them. They've got 2 watchmen on them.
Yeah, they see how they detect whales. They look out of the window and use their eyes. But whereas for things like ice, they use radar and sonar.
They do.
But they said that they can't detect whales with equipment. They have to use their peepers.
Yeah, the peepers.
Yeah.
So, but there was telling us that, and they have to get out of the whales are the king of the water. The cruise ships have to navigate around them. Yeah. So people have seen whales, and they say, "God, there's lots of whales here." We haven't seen one yet, have we?
No, we've been inside recording videos.
No.
About not seeing whales.
No, but anyway, so if you do in the future get a chance to go on a bridge tour, we would definitely recommend it. And then it was time for lunch, or brunch as it was. Today they had a Alaskan brunch in the main dining room. So we thought, let's go there, because we've got our suite access to the Club Orange. It'd be nice to try the main dining room.
The main dining room is at the aft of the ship on decks 2 and 3 and has a capacity of 1,098. It's open every day for breakfast from 7:30 a.m. until 9 a.m, for dinner from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m, and on sea days it's also open for brunch from 11:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. And as you can see, it's a pretty stunning venue.
And we met up with obviously the Cruising Canucks and our friends Mark and Marie and had a really, really good lunch. Service was good, service was fast, and the food was superb, wasn't it?
Quite some obscure choices.
Yes.
It was called a Monte Cristo sandwich with Beecher's cheese and ham. I don't know what Beecher's cheese is.
It must be a type of cheese. Isn't it, from an area?
So what a Monte Cristo is like French toast or eggy bread, as we call it in Britain. It'd be interesting to know what you call it. So you get a piece of bread and you dip it in
whipped egg,
and then you put it in a frying pan, both sides.
Yeah. We call it eggy bread.
We call it eggy bread.
What do you call it?
So it was basically eggy bread with ham and cheese in the middle, as in a sandwich with some fries, and it was very nice.
I had Alaskan salmon potato chowder in a bread bowl. As you can see from here, it was in a loaf of bread.
I think Carol thought she was getting it with a bread roll.
Yeah, I did.
But it was actually inside a bread roll,
and
which I have to say,
it was delicious, absolutely delicious. And I ate half the bread roll as well.
You didn't eat half the bread roll. You ate all the bread roll.
No, I didn't. I let the crusty bit on the side. But it was delicious.
I don't remember seeing any crusty bit.
Yes, there was. So we sat there. I also had an awesome Bloody Mary. In fact, they do Caesars on. I said do. They do Caesars on Koningsdam as well, which is, if you've been watching our Canada vlogs, I loved that. It's got clam juice and tomato juice, which is called clamato juice. Who'd have thought? But anyway, this was a Bloody Mary, and it was delicious with really big fat olives. And you had a bottle of Corona, didn't you, Pauline?
I did, yeah.
So fabulous lunch had in the main dining room. So if you get a chance to do the Alaskan brunch, we would definitely recommend. And then it was time for some quizzes, wasn't it, Paulie Morgan? I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, our first quizzes of the cruise. Unfortunately, we went to the wrong place for the quiz, thanks to Mark. He told us the wrong venue. And when we got there, we sat down and we were thinking, the quiz is starting a bit late. And then there was these two guys set this table up and they started doing flower arranging. I thought, this is definitely not a quiz, so I thought, well, I'll just go and ask. No, he said, no, you need to be in
Billboard on
board, not BB King. So we got to Billboard on board, but unfortunately, by the time we got there, they were already on question 5. It was just a general knowledge, quite a few random questions, one which really surprised us. And I'm going to ask you the question, and you're going to have to put the answer in the comments. And the question is, what is the oldest currency in the world that is still in use today?
Yeah, let us know.
We got it wrong.
Yes.
And most of the people in the room got it wrong. Should be interested to see your answers on that. No Googling, mine Google Claire. we had considering we missed some of the questions, we had a reasonable showing, and then we hung around, and then they had another quiz, and it was all about food.
It was.
And we actually came joint first.
Yes.
And even a tiebreaker couldn't separate us. So they awarded the prize to the teams that had the same score, which was nice.
So we got a Holland America pin, which they run out of Alaskan pins, so they got a Mediterranean on it. I haven't got a picture here because we don't collect pins, so we gave it to Mark and Marie. Yeah. But we did have a quite respectable score of 13, which is actually out of 15.
Yeah. So because I'm in the question asking mood, your next your next question answers in the comments. No Googling, Claire. What is known as the king of fruits?
Yes, because we got that one wrong.
And there was one team in the room that got this, but only one.
Yes.
So, come on kids, answers.
But anyway, so quizzes, if you like quizzes, Holland America do quizzes. They do some exec talks and enrichment talks. So if you like that sort of thing, then Holland America will be for you. So after the quiz, we decided to go to the pool, which is in the middle of the ship. That's by the Panorama Bar. I don't know if it's called the Panorama Pool, but it's got a retractable roof, which is closed at the moment because we're obviously cruising to Alaska, and it was really quite warm in there, wasn't it?
It's over 2 levels.
Yeah.
They've got obviously a pool and some hot tubs, jacuzzi, whirlpool-y type things, and they've got a bar upstairs and downstairs, and it's also where
New York Deli.
The New York Deli is on the upper level, and on the lower level is the Dive-In
Yes.
Burger Bar.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard lots of good things about the Dive-In Burger Bar, and we'll report back to you on that as soon as we've frequented it. But we had a drink, and we were sat right by, and they do all like salads and desserts and stuff
Great
like that.
selection.
But it's a pizza place, and when you're sat there for long enough,
Well,
especially when
Paul
you've
sat
just
there.
especially when you've just done a food quiz, I thought it was only right that I do some more food research. So I tried one of their pizzas, and it was delicious. And I have to say, even though Carol's making disparaging remarks about Paul had to have a pizza, who shared the pizza with me?
I had a slice.
Who shared the pizza
I had
with?
a slice.
You had
A slice and a half. It was lovely. But anyway, so that was a nice spot if it's really cold outside. But yeah, so after I had a little bit of Paul's pizza, we decided it was just too hot in there, so we decided to... I didn't have half of it. We... No!
I was just checking out there.
Oh dear.
So, as Carol can't talk because she's full from half of my pizza, we decided
To come back to the cabin.
come back to the cabin.
So we've just come in to find our laundry's all been done. So we've got a big bag here, if you can see, of all our tops and stuff. Do you want to hold that up, Paulie?
Of course I do.
Just so you can see my dresses and Paulie's at the back, his trousers and t-shirts. How amazing is that? So we handed that in yesterday, tea time, wasn't it, Paulie?
Yesterday, well, we've only been on since yesterday, so yeah, so it's been very efficient.
So that's really efficient. And you know what it smells? It smells lovely. You know when the ladies out there that love a smell of washing.
Yes.
And we've also got a tray here. And do you know what's in this tray? I'm not going to show you. But it's all our pants. They put it in like tissue paper, look. And it's all our little
Socks and
little
pants.
panties.
Yeah.
So how awesome is that? So we've had a fab day, haven't we, with Mark and Marie and
Yes.
Joey and Jill. We've done, obviously, the quizzes, as you've seen. But anyway, so we're back in the cabin. We're going to chill it for a bit and ready for 4 more nights.
4 more nights.
So we're going to get our... Well, we haven't bought our tuxedos and my dresses. We bought just... I've got a blue blouse and some trousers. Paulie's just got a tie and a shirt.
That's all I'm wearing out is a tie.
Just a tie.
Yeah. It's
with
a nice tie.
Some people do go all out on Holland America, but a lot of people don't. So it's really entirely up to you.
Well, weirdly, we were just in the elevator,
Yeah.
and there was an American couple in there, and they seemed quite sort of not disgruntled. Disgruntled's not the right word, but they felt we can see people walking around in tuxedos, and we haven't bought stuff like that, and they were almost sort of resigned to the fact that they wouldn't be going out tonight.
And we said, don't worry, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not. There's always somewhere you can go. If as long as you're done great.
Well, you can go anywhere on here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So,
So don't worry about dress code. If you want to dress up, dress up. If you don't. It's not a problem. The one thing we will say, and that's coming up on Thursday of this week of the cruise, is Holland America always have an orange night. So do pack something orange. Paul's got an orange shirt. I've got an orange top, just to go with some trousers, because they always have an orange night. But apart from that...
I've actually packed one of those fancy dress pumpkin suits. Carol doesn't.
Oh, mate.
Carol, that'd be awesome.
Oh, you
wouldn't it?
should have.
I
Why
wish I'd have
didn't
thought
you?
of that. That's just come to me then. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Maybe next time. So obviously we're heading north to Juneau in Alaska, so we're just going to go out on the balcony and see how cold it is. Well, actually, do you know what? It's really quite mild. Well, it's very mild, Paulie. But what have you? Do you like that, Paulie? Yeah.
It's got a little Diet Coke here. Hydration's the key.
What is it?
Diet Coke.
With bourbon. Is that right?
Yes.
Let's have a look around the side. So it's a little bit breezy around the side, so it's nice and refreshing, because I'm a woman of a certain age, so I love standing here and looking over the side of the ship. Look. But when you're sat here where Paulie is, you're really protected from the wind, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's really, really lovely.
Did I mention I'm enjoying my Diet Coke?
You are. Right then.
Right then.
So we are. It's formal night tonight. Is it called formal night on the programme, Paulie?
I don't think it is.
No.
It's just called
I tell you what, it's called dressy night.
dressy night. Get your dressy clobber on, it
Yes.
says. It doesn't say that.
No. But dressy night. So we've just got what we call our casual formal on. Paulie's
Smart cash.
Paulie's got his dark jacket on with a lovely shirt underneath, and he's got his chinos on. I've got a pair of black trousers and just a blouse. So we didn't want to pack all our formal stuff to come all the way to Canada because we were doing our tour. And on Holland America, you can wear what you like. There's no rules, is there really?
No, I'm going out dressed as a Tin Man tomorrow.
No, but it's the captain's cocktail party, so we're off to the World showroom.
I'm going to the World stage.
That's the one. And we're going to go and meet the captain and his officers, so come on.
The World showroom, that's one of the best you've come out with.
Come on, let's go.
See you later.
Flavored sparkling for the cocktail toast, Skill Royale.
Thank you.
Flavored sparkling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, bubbles, Paulie.
Thank you. Thank you. That would be very nice. Thank you very much.
Toast. Toast. So here we are. In the world stage, Holland America are very strict about filming their shows. So you can film like a little bit of the exec talks, and you can film the captain's speech, which I'll show you a little of now.
Travel Director, and welcome on board Koningsdam. Now I hope you've all gotten a chance to settle in, find your way around the
Yes,
ship.
we have, haven't we, Paulie?
Just by a show of hands, for how many of you is this your first time to Alaska?
Sorry.
All right, you happen to be on the right ship. We happen to be going there. So, thank you so much for choosing us for your 7-day Alaskan cruise, and we have got a lot in store for you. But tonight we have got our captain's welcome. So would you like to meet the captain?
Yeah.
Please give a round of applause to Captain Arno Juten.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the management of Holland America Line and the entire team on board, I would like to welcome you on the Koningsdam for her 7 days Alaska cruise. We are thrilled to show this beautiful part of the world to you. I would like to start with a 45-minute presentation talking only about myself. I joined Holland America Line in 1994 as a cadet officer and worked my way up the ranks on almost all of our ships and all over the world. I was promoted to captain in 2012 and I'm very proud to be here on the Koningsdam with you today. And now it is time for a toast. Please welcome our friendly bar staff. Did anybody spot any whales today? Orcas? Penguins? That's a trick question, there's no penguins here. Ladies and gentlemen, let us raise our glasses to a voyage of a lifetime with beautiful scenery, lots of wildlife, and fair winds and following seas. Cheers!
Cheers. And then it was time for the show in the main, I keep calling it the main stage, the world stage. Well, I keep calling it all
the
sorts
World
of stuff.
Main Stage Theatre Lounge.
Yeah, that's the one. And so we stayed after the captain's speech, and it was a show called Move. Now, Holland America, if you're expecting the big West End productions, the singing and dancing shows, you know, you're not going to get that, are you, on Holland America?
Every cruise line we've ever been on have got like a show team, which would be like usually 4 or 6 singers, and then there'll be a dance troupe that go with it, which usually again is another 4 or 6 or 8.
Yeah.
Every cruise line we've ever been on, from the most budget to the most expensive. Holland America don't do that. There is no singers at all in their entertainment team. It's a dance troupe. So what they do is they come out and they dance to backing tracks. And on our previous Holland America cruise, we watched it, and I gotta be honest, I found it a bit sterile. I didn't think they were particularly that good. But
I thoroughly enjoyed
you
it.
thoroughly enjoyed it, but I just didn't think it was a bit. I felt it a bit uncomfortable. It was a bit awkward in places, but I don't know whether they hadn't been together for very long. I don't know. But anyway, it's a good thing, because if I hadn't gone to the captain's address, if Carla had said to me, oh, I'm going to go and watch the dancing, I probably would have done something else. But because we were there, I thought, well, no, I'll give it a whirl. And I have to say, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
It was good. Again, you know, it was the same premise. They're dancing to backing tracks.
Yeah.
But I have to say, even the choice of music that they used was fabulous. Obviously, we can't show you any pictures because they won't let you video, take photos, anything, which I don't know why, because all we would be doing is promoting the company. So Holland America, you know, stop being silly billers. But I have to say, and there was this one thing they did, and you know, like the big inflatable balls that you use for exercise.
Yeah.
And I think they've got a special name, but I can't remember what they're called. Swedish balls or whatever they are.
Swedish
but they're big.
balls. You're thinking of Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, Swedish meatballs. Great big blow-up balls that dropped down from the ceiling, and they had to catch them. And then they did a whole dance routine that incorporated these massive exercise balls. And I said to Carol, there were so many opportunities where that could have gone wrong. A ball ends up in the crowd or whatever, and they absolutely nailed it. It was fascinating.
It was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. Standard of dance was just
and they sort of encompassed everything, because they had some where just one man and one lady came on and they did like an interpretive dance, and it was almost like, you know,
it was quite emotional.
But, you know, really emotional. They did some sort of silly stuff, but it was good. It was a good all-round show,
and it was called Move.
Yes.
So if you see that advertised on the programme for Holland America, then we would definitely recommend it. So then it was time for dinner, and we headed back to Club Orange, and again, with the standard of service in there with Danny France and everyone else it's just such a pleasurable experience, isn't it?
It's fabulous.
So we sat down at a table for two. The choices, again, it's the same menu, we believe, as the main dining room, because talking to our friends that are on board, we said we had this, they said they had that. There are a couple of specials that may be different. We'll have to clarify that. I'm ready. That smells delicious. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Paulie's got
bon appetit.
Thank you. And Paulie's got the jumbo shrimp.
Humongous.
This smells absolutely amazing. Can you smell it from there, Paulie?
Well, not so much now, but it looks. So what's that?
It's tomato and potato. Let's dig in. Oh my, Paulie, you'll love this. Paul loves tomato soup, Heinz tomato soup, that's your favourite, isn't it?
And what have you got there? You didn't tell the lovely people.
I've got tomato, potato with a chive dumpling soup. There's a chive dumpling, look. And lots of little bits and bobs here. So, but Paul's favourite at home is tomato soup. And he cuts up a cheese sandwich into little fingers and he dips it in, don't you?
That's the future, mate.
But this is like, I'm not saying this is Heinz tomato soup. This is a creamy tomato, really tasty, lovely soup. But Paul's actually chose some jumbo shrimp, because he does love the shrimp. I just gonna say, you don't normally use a knife and fork.
I'm trying to be polite.
He's in Club Orange, he's trying to be posh, isn't he? Is that a good one? We can't fault Club Orange, and the staff here are absolutely spot on. As soon as we walked in, I know people say, well, you should expect that when you're paid for the sort of sweet life as such, but it's just been absolutely phenomenal, hasn't it, Paulie, the staff?
Well, yes, I mean, like you were saying, maybe...
Because we haven't done it before, maybe we're not used to it, are we? So, but we're used to good service, but this has just been absolutely spectacular.
This is on another level.
Yeah. So the shrimp jambalaya has arrived, and it smells absolutely divine. And look at Paulie's big wrap of lamb.
That's delicious.
Is it? And just tuck into my jambalaya.
Excuse me. Is everything alright?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
We do.
Yeah, thank
Thumbs up. It's really spicy actually.
It is.
It's good.
Oh,
No, I love spice.
Oh, you love spicy?
Yeah, it's very good. Thank you.
You have to come to Indonesia. We have a lot of spicy
Food,
there.
yeah. One day.
Alright.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Oh, he's listening. And I'm gonna have a bit of sugar. I'm dribbling.
Oh dear.
Oh my god, that's delicious.
That prawn is humongous. I should have had jumbo prawns, but I can't have it out. It's double the size.
No, Paulie wants my prawns. So Paulie's got a chocolate flourless cake.
Flourless chocolate cake
Chocolate cake.
with coffee ice cream.
It's melting all down the sides. What?
It's all gooey in the middle, I didn't expect that.
Lovely. And I got my apple pie. So Woody's making this. We're not sure what he's making.
Yes, it's gonna be the surprise. When I was in the Cartagena, I've been to Cartagena, not Spain, but
Oh yes,
the Caribbean.
yeah, that's good, yeah.
And there is one person who taught me how to make this animal napkin. So I learned. So you can see here. I put it here. So I need the second napkin.
What do you think it is, Paulie Morgan? Is that a horn?
Snake.
At the beginning, yes, it looked like a snake. Yes. But it's going to be another animal. If I connect two of these, it will become a bird.
Oh. Like a peacock.
Like a peacock, that's correct. It's, yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
How cool.
There you go.
Ah, we've got a peacock. How awesome's that? Thank you very much, Woody.
You're welcome.
You're very talented.
Yes.
They only do it for the nice guests.
That's our friends over there, Alan and Anne, that were on our tour, tour to Canada, and so they're jealous now because we've got a peacock. So as you can see, again, Club Orange delivered, and Danny, France, Widdy and Andrea and all the staff in there are just, well, spectacular.
It's not often you go for a meal and they come to your table and make a napkin
Peacock. So if you are considering doing the sweet experience on Holland America, we can't praise it enough.
It's definitely one of the massive perks.
Yeah,
it really is.
It is. So after dinner, we decided, I was getting a bit sleepy again, and I was thinking, right, I need to go for a walk. So we headed up on deck, didn't we? Let's have a good walk around the ship, and it was a lovely, lovely evening, as you can see here. A little bit windy, as you can see from my hair, but it was actually. So let's show you a little bit of the outside areas of Koningsdam. is 140 metres, 5 laps 700, 10 laps 1400 metres, and 12 laps is 1 mile. And up there you can see there's the cabanas that you can rent. Now, just speaking to Jim and Jerry, the Canucks, and they've actually got one they've hired it for the day for $80, which I thought that's actually very, $80 for Glacier Bay. So you get obviously drinks and service.
You do get drinks,
yeah. So I think if you wanted to treat yourself, you can hire them for the whole week, or you can hire them per day. So I thought it was really reasonable.
Not bad at all.
If we didn't have the cabin that we've got, which is awesome, then that would be seriously something to think about. Which I thought for 80, that's 80 US dollars.
It's about 65, 60.
Yeah,
65.
for a treat for a day. Particularly if you're going through something like Glacier Bay, which is going to be going through in a few days' time, aren't we? Which is supposed to be absolutely spectacular. So after our very windy walk around the deck, it was time for live music. The day before, we thoroughly enjoyed the live music, and in particular the Rolling Stones Rock Room. And by now it was around about sort of 9:30, wasn't it? So we thought, rather than try the other areas, let's go straight to that area and grab a seat.
This is Paulie Morgan's bold statement of our cruise vlog series. This band, I was talking to Mark, who's our friend from Portsmouth, and we had a little chat, and we've done a lot of cruising between us, and we have both decided on this bold statement: the band in the Rolling Stone Rock Room is the best band we've ever seen on a cruise.
Well, a rock band?
No, the best band, in my opinion, because it's right up my street, the sort of music.
Yeah.
It's the best band we've ever seen on a cruise ship. Obviously, Carol's opinion is different to mine. She thoroughly enjoys it.
Do you know, because I'm not into rock, but I'm actually, this is my favourite spot to be in the evening. They've got a great setup, and every person in that band has got something to offer. I know that sounds a bit bizarre, but takes a leading role at some point, don't they? And it's not just your classic really heavy rock, which they do stuff like that.
You said do again.
But they did last night. I was just sat there laughing, because not only was the music, the talent on stage is just the standard so high, but the way that they portray the songs is like going to the theatre.
Yeah.
Because the facial expressions and the fun that they're having on stage is just infectious. And the lady singer who does all the sort of percussion stuff, her voice, she should be a huge rock star. She should be known worldwide, shouldn't she? Because
she's actually a doctor of music.
Yeah,
so
it's
she's
phenomenal.
obviously studied music, and her voice is bonkers. She did some notes last night, and I'm surprised glasses weren't breaking.
Yeah,
because it was that high, and that, like, the clarity was wonderful.
And even the drummer, who's sat in the background, but he seems to be the Mickey taker, doesn't he, making them all laugh. And he even came out with this huge gong at one point.
But it was that quick, none of us could get a video.
No, it was just spectacular.
But to sum up the cross section of music they did last night, they did some Rush, which obviously a big Canadian band. We weren't particularly big in England. They had a song called Spirit of the Radio, which wasn't the song they played, incidentally. They did a song by the Beastie Boys. Yes. They did Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. Never ever have I heard that covered. And then they did Dancing Queen by ABBA. And then they go on to, like, so, you know, there's just you never ever know
what they're going to
what's coming next. And then the bass player, which is a lady, and they described her the first night as the Wednesday Addams of rock,
because she does wear,
because she's very sort of gothic and long hair, and she doesn't do a lot of facial expressions most of the time, but then she does let herself go. Yeah, and you're thinking, like, is she enjoying this or not? And then all of a sudden, they're halfway through a song, and she just went on the dance floor with her bass guitar, like dancing with everybody.
It was brilliant.
It was just bonkers.
Really, really good. So if you ever get a chance to go to the Rolling Stones, well, obviously the bands will change, but this mix that they've got, the lead chap, we don't know their names yet, but the lead guy's from Swansea.
The main guitarist, who's the musical director, his name's Tommy.
Yeah, and he reminds me of Jeff Goldblum, doesn't he? He's got that wild look about him. Yeah, so that was a brilliant hour, wasn't it?
We didn't want it to
Absolutely
end.
fun. We didn't. And then we thought, let's just go to the Oceans Bar, which is open late, with our friends, and just have a chinny and finish the night off. So we sat there, didn't we, having a good old chinwag with Mark, Marie and Jerry and Jill until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we came back to our cabin, thought, let's have another look on the balcony. And of course, we're heading north, and we looked out, we thought, oh my God, it's not dark.
It was darkish, but it wasn't
Well, it
fully
is dark, but it
no.
wasn't fully dark. So we just sat on the balcony only for a few minutes because it was quite chilly, and then we headed off to bed. So that was a fantastic day at sea
fabulous.
with Holland America. And next up, we're arriving in Juneau, and we're off on a very exciting excursion.
Is it Juneau? Is it Juneau?
Juneau, I don't know. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Up next in our Alaskan adventure is our first port of call of Juneau. And if you haven't done so yet, you can watch our Titan travel tour of Banff, Jasper and the Rocky Mountaineer by watching one of these videos next.